see if this works. Good morning, guys, or good evening, or good morning, or whatever time you are at that you see in this video. For now, for me, it's 5:15 a.m. I've been having some trouble sleeping, or just sleeping, but then waking up exactly at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'm having some coffee now. But yeah, I wanted to come here in a way to, so I have like no makeup, nothing, just here, me. It is cold. It's very cold in where I'm at. Yeah, sorry, I just feel kind of like nervous at the same time, because I was like, it's just that last night when I was putting my girls to bed, there's just this thoughts of, and I know it's like an overthinking kind of thing, but at the same time, it's like, when you're tired of just like the fake, like just lies and deceptions and betrayal be considered normal, and that too is like, when you're someone who like researches something like that. Well, me, I research, and then you calculate the numbers and do the data and everything. You just don't understand how they can continue doing this. Like, how long are we going to continue faking this until we make it, kind of thing? Because it's just something that I've been thinking, that like we've been so programmed and conditioned to believe this statement, and it's so toxic, like it's so bad, that we are kind of ignoring also climate change and the climate change impacts that we're going to have in the next, and that's something that I was thinking as before I put the girls to bed. It was just like, what am I going to tell my kids when I know this? And that's something that, and also that too is like, how can we tell our children and educate our children about how are they going to survive the climate change impacts if we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing? We know we have to let go of fossil fuels. We know this, but we are so resistant to change that it's just, it blows my mind. And then another thing is, it's just been thinking, is just like, these people, the oppressors, right, or people who control everything pretty much and have the capacity and the money to literally eradicate poverty, literally create green economies, like literally be the first people who create equity ever in any century, and they still think that is something that people are against them. Like, look at how they're reacting to the tax the rich. Like, pay attention to this stuff. Like, and that too is like, they keep distracting. We keep distracted. We keep not focusing on the right things. We keep living this life that, oh, it's because it's what looks good for other people or stuff like that. Like, we need to heal. That's another thing. It's like, at the same time, it's like how we treat each other, how we communicate, or how we interact with each other, how we treat other people, it says a lot about how we treat our planet too. You understand? But also that too, it comes not from us, it comes from like economy, like what they offer us, and the policies and laws and all these things need to change and shift. And I understand that too. It's like, it's so hard for them. It's like, oh my God, that's so much work. I get it. It is a lot of work. Are you kidding? But we cannot be doing this ourselves. Like, one people are for it and the other people are against it. Like, we have to be united, unity, oneness in terms of climate change. And this is why it's for people. It's like, oh no, it affects this part of the world, but it doesn't affect this. Are you kidding me? Anything that happens in the world in terms of climate change affects us all in every possible way. And if it doesn't affect us now, in the meantime, it affects us later. And that's what we're not looking at. We're looking at the short-term pleasure or whatever desires of the now. But yes, that's good. It's good to be present. It's good to, but some people are not really present. You're just here, distracted and existing and doing. Some people are doing really horrible things, and some people are doing really amazing things, really good things. But the thing is that, and then there's a notion also like, oh, people are meant to suffer so they can be stronger, and it builds resilience and all these things. So I'm like, that is fucked up. That is colonial mindset, that you think that people should suffer so they can have a growth mindset. That is not the truth. Okay, let's take that away from education too, because it really affects people's mental health in terms, and that too, those people who also have disabilities. That's something that I've been thinking, like, there's so many things that they're not available for them, and then we take for granted, and then we complain about everything, even though we have anything we need. We just always are in that mind, we need more. Like, when is it enough? And this is how also it comes from people in power, like how they behave and react and how they make decisions and stuff like that. It affects everything. And that too, they don't look within themselves. They just like do this toxic, abusive stuff. And we have normalized this for so long, and we don't talk about it. And that's another thing, is like, I'm working on my communication and healing myself and stuff like that, because I've been through some fucked up shit, like traumatic stuff, and that takes time to heal and to get into this space. But at the same time, I can't ignore the fact that I did do environmental science. I did, we still be creating this writership community where people can, learn and educate themselves about, that's my mission here. And I've been ignoring that because of all the situations, of other things, keeping, paying bills, doing the financial, like I am the, kind of say divine masculine because I'm the provider, right? I'm a single mother. So at the same time, it's like, okay, so at the same time, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought, but you know what I mean? Like, when you look at it that way, and then you see from a higher perspective, let's say, and this is where it comes, where I've been practicing and trying to master. I'm still learning, an educator, learning student. I'm a student. In terms of how to work on balancing our emotions and higher consciousness and spirituality and healing. But spirituality is just already within, because we are a spirit living in a human experience, right? So at the end of the day, whether religion or not religion, religion needs to be decolonized, seriously. Like, and now I'm not talking about because that's why I'm like, just forget about religion. I mean, it's good to have, like, different whatever calls to you, and, that's something that's a good path for you, like, praying, meditating, like doing these daily rituals for your spirit so you can feel good, going through this chaotic stuff that is happening right now in the world, that we try to kind of repress it and ignore it and not talk about it, not think about it. Ugh. Oh, the doomsday. Yeah, yeah. The reason why you're uncomfortable about talking about the doomsday is because that yourself, and others are not really doing what we need to be doing. We are just like, okay, let's see what happens, right? Let's just continue doing what we're doing. Let's continue fossil fuel. Let's continue abusive behavior. Let's continue disrespecting indigenous communities, indigenous leaders. For me, it blows my mind that they are in jail because they're trying to keep our water clean from oppressors poisoning our waters. Yeah, let that sink in. That makes no sense. And if you're really staying conscious and you understand, you're present, but you also see and accept, and then okay, how can we come together and see how can we fix this? Because it's not it's not right. We're doing things so toxic. We're like the own leeches of the planet. Like, the planet is going to be just fine. We're just not looking within ourselves. What are we doing and what are others, and connect with other people. And that's what they're doing. This these people are creating separation, but at the end of the day, it will affect all of us if we're not, combining ourselves, Yeah, sorry. So my point is that I also talking about the COP26 in the UK in Glasgow. I was looking at their page and stuff. Like, it's really beautiful. I love that they're so, enthusiastic, and oh my God, there's just so much beautiful social media. I'm sorry, but what are your solutions again? Like, why is this for? Is it for you guys to feel that ego boost, recognition, and feeling that you're doing something about something, but in reality, it's not? In reality, this is paid by corporations, sponsored by, because literally, I hope I'm wrong, but as a psychic, intuitive, there's some money laundering going on in this stuff that has nothing to do with climate change. And we know this. Guys, if you're conscious about this, okay, and then you know what's up, like you see through the matrix, you see through the status quo, you have to see it. This is why they try to shadow ban us. They try to repress all these people. They're telling you the truth because they want to continue the lie and the fake and all these horrible things that you can you can even imagine sometimes. And thinking and not teaching our children to be awake about this stuff. Like the education system too, it needs to change. They completely decolonize, and that too is like, that's where it starts, education. This is where oppression and colonize and all these horrible things that we're living through this right now, it starts from education and how they treat children. Children are very and that too is like a mentality that too, like I'm like letting it, like it's just doesn't serve anyone it's just all of vibration things that you can think of that you like, oh, but it's just one time. It's just like, no, seriously, that shit like will kill you. And also other people, like, if you don't use discernment, if you're not healing, if you're not working on things, like, helping other people, helping yourself, like, it's like a yin-yang relationship with Gaia, it's like a 3 thing, mind, body, and spirit. Like, it's circular economy. It starts within. Equity starts within. And we need to be learning this and teaching this and stuff like that. So that's something that I'm like, okay, I finally found something that I'm going to work on and leave behind, kind of thing, And that's it. I'm just going to focus on that and stop with the distractions and stuff like that. Like, please show me some concrete solutions. Let's talk about policy change, law change, system change. We have to change. Resisting to change because we are obsessed with fucking money. This is what we're not talking about. We are obsessed about fucking money. That we are literally killing ourselves and also killing others with our actions or non-actions. And that's what we're not talking about it. That's what we're just like, oh, we don't read anymore. We don't read none of that stuff. Like, that's something that I'm listening. I'm like, okay, you don't read. Okay, let's take it to another notch then. But I needed to heal that and work on that because I'm not this person that just like talks to, or has a really good communication. I've been working on it. I'm still working on it. I'm still a student. But one thing that I know for a fact and for sure, that change that we're looking for, it starts in here. And it starts in here so that we can take our power back, know our self-worth, know thyself, and then we can go and demand what needs to be done. Because this cannot be done by itself. Social justice is not going to be, are you kidding me right now? We live in a world that is fake as fuck and is anti-blackness. And it's been for many centuries, and we still like normalize this crap. Like, it's just like a normal thing. And this is what I'm saying, like, it needs to shift. That mindset needs to fucking like We need to have that sword, like a warrior sword, like mine, like sharp, like a fucking sword. It's here. We can shift and change our reality, but we have to start from here. It starts from here, yo. That's another thing. It's like, okay, if we all combine our minds and mindsets and do a little bit each day and work together and stuff like that, and but we need help from governments and people like that. Like they're refusing. Money's good, right? It's too good, right? It's too good. Meanwhile, you're poisoning waters, wasting deforestation. There's so much wrongdoing, and we keep doing this. Inequality is just not capitalism. All this shit, it needs to go. We are not doing it because we're afraid. That's it too, that nobody's acknowledging. We are afraid to shift, to change, to go into the unknown. Are you kidding me too? It's fucking scary. But at the end of the day, we have to do it. There has to be that jump. And that's what I'm here for. Like just encouraging, like we're gonna do it together, but we cannot just do one part does it and the other one, like, you know what I mean? Another thing, other people sabotaging it. The evil, I call it evil spirit, evil people. Uneducated, really egocentric, all this selfish, very selfish and greedy. That's what we need to heal, because those are the things that we don't see within ourselves. Like we all have these traits, these dark shadows, and that's why inner work and shadow work is actually important. So that way you can, stop projecting, because that's another thing. And also, like, we can actually make better decisions when we're healed. We can actually be conscious about certain things, especially our consumptions and how we waste, how we, all these things that needs to be thought about, like the waste, how we distribute the food, the meat distribution, like all these dairy, and we know what needs to happen. We know what needs to be shifting. Another thing that I want to put out there, because this is why I wanted to be an eco-friendly publishing. I know this is going to sound really horrible, and we have to stop. It has to be online. We cannot be printing books anymore from trees. That's the first step. So publishers, I know that this is like gonna lose money, but you can shift your publishing into taking waste. There has to be some kind of publishing waste plan where you can use waste, like recycle stuff, to print this paper instead of using trees. I'm telling you right now, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to be an eco, but that's impossible because nobody has done this before, and I couldn't find the investment. People thought that it was too expensive. But those who are publishers who already are established, who already have money that they can shift this and stop with the hoarding mindset, please, you need to shift your printing system. This is how it's gonna help other people understand that that it's time. There's no looking back anymore. There's no looking like, no, we cannot do this anymore. If anything, we have to plant more trees, right? So that's another thing where I'm thinking like, okay, each community, each corporation, each community needs to shift to a different, greener, sustainable mindset. Like I did this year, pivoting. I'm not saying that you have to do what I'm saying, but all I'm saying is that each corporation, either media, either, I don't know, different departments, everything. It's so much. That's why I can't sleep. And that's why most of you are like, I'm anxious and depressed and I don't know what to do. We have climate anxiety, right? But it's not us. It has nothing to do with us. We are the payers of this mess. And the creators. And that's what we're forgetting, that we are the creators of all of this. That if we combine our creations and do it in a conscious way and heal ourselves because we're fucked up, we can help build ways to be resilient in case of climate change impacts that are going to happen if we're not switching from fossil fuels to renewable energy. Like, it's serious, guys. This is why I'm here at 5 o'clock in the morning when I'm working and stuff like that. And I got to get ready for my kids to go to school and then go to work and then continue this. Like, I feel everyone's energy as well as an empath psychic. I like Waka. And I know that this is a mission that I have to do, but I also have to, I want to be present with my children, and I also want to build the foundation. But it has to be a conscious and good foundation where everyone benefits. It's not just the company. It's not just like, no, I don't look at it that way. I see everyone included. I don't see that, oh, some people here, some people, oh, well, you have not enough followers. Oh, like this judgment of like, who's better? Like, no, everyone is equal. But that takes time. For me to be in this position and saying that, I would have never said that if I wasn't in my healing journey and healing my trauma and my inner child wounds, doing the shadow work, having spirituality as my, kind of like building a good mindset, a strong growth mindset, and healthy and conscious. That takes time. Just like healing, just like anything. And just like the system that needs to change, if they're not progressing to that, we're not growing. We're staying, we're staying the same. So it really is up to all of us. Like, are you gonna do this? Okay, it's gonna take work. But if you're down to it and you're focused and you keep your mind sharp, use discernment, because you have to. There's a lot of people who are not gonna be supportive of you when you're going against the status quo and against all their shit, especially if they're like, but that's my money, right? Our obsession with money is like so distorted, even though like money is like an energy, it can be really healthy. You can have a really healthy relationship with money, but inequality and all these things are not taught. That's what they don't teach you about taxes. That's why they don't teach you anything like in school, or nothing. Like, they take you out of the school and you have to kind of like fend for yourself and then not really understand, and then that's how they manipulate and use you and waste your time. Sometimes you feel like you waste your time because you're doing all these little shit jobs, even though you went to university, or some people don't go to university and like spend all their life. Like, it's just inequality and oppression and capitalism are not sustainable. They're just not. We're just being normalizing unsustainability. We are being normalizing abuse and manipulation and controlling. And now that we know, now is like, right? Shadow ban. We are closing your account. Or what's the other one? Or yeah, they lower your people to see your content. Communication. That is a form of abuse as well. To keep those oppressed, right? Oppressors keeping their oppressed, right? So this is what we have to kind of like really understand, that we are in this together, that we are connected. But if we're trying to create this separation and disconnection, then it's not going to work. Our ways of looking at climate change and how, this is an emergency and, really it is uprooting the system. We have to like literally take the roots and like everything and cut it out together, cut it out, and then plant new seeds. That's what it is. And then continue that mindset of circular, a kind of economy kind of mindset. Mind, body, and spirit. Mind, body, and spirit. Your body needs to be in a healthy condition. You need to be able to have a healthy mind, have a healthy relationship with money, with food, with other people, right? And then you have your spirit. Like, you have to have a connection with you can use religion. Like, religion is just like an outlet for you to continue that spirit, to keep your spirit as connected with everything. We're connected with everything. Gaia, the cosmos, all of us, animals, like if we really understand, and that too is like, this is what it sucks for us, because that's what we're saying, decolonize everything. It's because we're being stripped of that knowledge, and we're still taught that is evil or whatever, or that you know why? Because they benefit from you not knowing. They benefit from you not knowing. They benefit from you not knowing. Do you understand? So that's what I'm saying. Having a conscious mindset and sustainability from within, so that you can be that person, not only for yourself, for your family, for your planet, right? So it starts from us. And then, you know, and that's what also Gaia is like, consciousness. She feels like sometimes, like when I'm meditating, like it could be so, the vibration could be so intense and high that it's not even like, sometimes like it's not even a high, like it's just like you're so in that meditation state that you can be literally like, that's another thing, like you can literally be in space and can be so far away in different dimensions within your mind. That too, having that belief and faith and hope, that's something that they can never take away from you. So that's something that I want you guys to remember. Don't lose your hope and your faith and your belief, especially when it comes to our home, Gaia. Like, she is magic, and so are you, and so is everything else. It's just that we've been taught that it's not true, that it's not, I mean, witches understood this. A lot of people understood this. Shaman understood. Indigenous community, indigenous people know this is what we're saying. We have to give the land back because they understand. They see what we don't see. They feel what we don't feel, because this is knowledge from ancient knowledge that they have within. And that can never be taken away, as much as you try, Canada. I'm surprised that Trudeau is going into the gas law for 6 days. That's something that I'm just like, wow. Did he just approve fossil fuels and investments and stuff like that? Oh, he's going to COP26? You okay to pretend to talk about climate change? Hipócrita. That's hypocrisy right there. You need to look at that and stay focused. Talk about it. This is another thing. Calladita, don't stay silent about this. This is how oppressors work. This is white supremacy. This is how it works. Oh, that's also narcissistic abuse. Ignore completely, like, no, I'm still doing my toxic, evil stuff, but let me be there for you and show you that I'm there for you. He's there for nobody. He's there for this. And it looks good for the corporations and their rich motherfuckers. They benefit so much from inequality. You know this. But we have to create something that can hold these people accountable, tax the rich for real now. Like, this is for real. And literally we have to close. It has to be done. I know, like, oh, they're going to lose a lot of jobs. Well, there you go. That's the responsibility of the billionaires right now. That's not our responsibility, but they know that they have to close all fossil fuels. Everything. It has to be closed. We can never, ever take carbon. We have to stop, or we are going to suffer the consequences. Gaia doesn't give a... She's done it before. She sunk all continents down. She doesn't give a shit. And everything rose again. Ice Age and all this thing. The meteorite that happened with the dinosaurs. Like, she was like, okay, too hot. Shoop! Ice Age. I am telling you right now, we are dispensable. And we have to make sure and be conscious that we are not. That we can co-create with Gaia, that we can nurture and live in harmony and peacefully and sustainably and just. And it's equity as well. So much unconscious stuff that we have to deal with. And this is what there's only like 5% of people who are really highly conscious, trying to go through, jump on top of the fear, on top of the pain, on top of the shadow banning, on top of all the abuse, and on top of all the projection, on top of all the threats, right? That too. That's why I'm here, because I was like, what am I going to tell my daughters in 7 years? Not even. It's not even 7, because when I look at the data, I'm just like, what am I going to tell my girls in the next 5 years if we continue doing what we're doing? So that's how they see it. It's like, okay, well, there's nothing we can do, so we're just gonna continue doing what we're doing and fuck everyone else. I mean, we're gonna like be gone out of here anyways if something goes wrong, right? That's so selfish and so sickening. And that's why, where this thought coming from? Where is this? Like, I feel it. This is their energy. When I tap into billionaires and corporations, their energy, that's their thoughts. Their energy is so fucking distorted and greedy as fuck. You have guys that have no idea. These people are, and that's it. They are controlling our lives, our finances. They control, it's just, and that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so this is literally the devil's realm, where you just have to create a heaven in the devil's realm somehow, somewhere, and try to each day try to overcome all this fucked up shit. You think that when you die you go to hell or go to heaven? Sorry. I know it's not funny though, because we haven't been taught this. Like, if you learn about African spirituality and indigenous spirituality, you understand a lot. Look at the Egyptian also. Like, educate yourself so that you can feel empowered, so that you can see right through the BS. That's the whole point. See through the BS. Look through. You'll see everything. And you understand. And you will accept. And then you'll say, okay, I accept that's happening. Okay, what can I do about it when this and this and this does not align with me, does not go with what I want, and it doesn't help me or other people? Each of us have this internal thing that we must do here on earth, okay? And that too, we have to be on the same page when it comes to how we're gonna help ourselves in this planet, and how we're gonna shift systems that it doesn't harm our planet and it doesn't kill us in the end, right? I know I don't want to sound doom and morbid and all that stuff. Trust me, I don't want to. I don't. But we have to be realistic. We have to stop with the fake and creating little things to show that we're in climate change, but we're not doing anything and changing policies and laws and doing what needs to be done. We know what needs to be done. It's just uncomfortable and it's gonna, But honestly, these people, it's not gonna affect them whatsoever if they do what they need to be doing. They know they need to create equity and sustainable and green economies. They know this. It's just they're gonna lose a little bit of money and they don't like it. I don't like it. You're gonna get it back, probably 10 times more. Fuck. Stop your hoarder ways. And whatever is happening on the COP26 or the November 12th, like, good for you. Good for you. I just hope that people who are there, who are young, and you see right through their BS, and you see right through, you talk. Use your voice. This. And strong. Stand strong. You're not taking their BS. Speak up. That's what they want you not to speak up. If you're there, if you're an influencer or somebody or something, like, talk about oppression, talk about social justice, talk about, like, how anti-Black this is, and how if you're white, you benefit from this and you're done with it, that you want to help people. You want to be of service. Yeah. And guess what? That's what's going to bring shift. Also, the universe, you kind of speak into the universe, like, universe, you know what? I'm here in front of all these motherfuckers, all these people who have the power to change. Let's go. Challenge them. Challenge them to do a challenge. You want to be the first people who build equity? It will be great for your name, right? You'll be remembered as one of the founders who built equity and created sustainability and green economies and helped the planet reduce their ecological footprint or climate change, whatever. The people who decided, you know what, maybe indigenous communities should be the main leaders of this. Let's give the land back. I know it's so hard because these people are so greedy, right? It's so hard. Like, people don't understand, like, oh my God, because we've been living like that. Super greedy, super hoarding, it's empathy. We have lived an apathy life, and now we have to shift to empathy. Equity and empathy come at the same time, you know what I'm saying? But it takes compassion, it takes kindness, it takes healing. Conditional love, even though we are in conditional love, but we just forgot. We forget. This system makes us forget and then disconnect. And then when we connect, we also understand that unconditional love is everywhere, anything. No matter what status, no matter what religion, it doesn't matter. Stay sharp, stay focused. Look through the US. There you go. Look at the US. I don't know. Like, just see through the BS. Keep your mind sharp, okay? Anyways, I'm gonna go finish what I have to do. Gotta get ready for my girls to school. But other than that, I hope that this makes sense, that don't feel like I'm attacking or creating doomsday. It's just that as a conscious parent, mother, an environmental activist, and a highly intuitive person who I'm having some difficult time sleeping with all this going on in the world, and at the same time healing and keeping a positive mindset and optimism at the same time. Like, it's a lot. So I'm just putting it out there that if you're feeling like it's just too overwhelming or it's a lot, that you're not alone. That's why I came here too. Like, you're not alone in this, okay? But I also feel that there's still hope, that we can still believe that there's something better for everyone. And that hasn't gone away. And that's when I want to put it out there, like, don't give up. We should never give up, okay? And that's it. That's what I wanted to leave it here. Have a beautiful day, beautiful week. I'll be trying to come here more often as I'm almost done with my books and the e-courses that I want to put out there. I'll also be doing my own psychic readings and card readings, because I too will have like a mission, not only with this mission that I'm really passionate and really happy about, and I've always been happy, and it's just people projected and have clouded my judgment and make me doubt myself, of course, because it's like, nobody could do that because nobody have done it before. And then I created that internal lack of insecurity, and it has stopped me from achieving this, or writing my books, or finishing my books, or finishing my courses, my e-courses. And yeah, that's what I want to put out there, that your own mind can prevent you, and other people, if you're not with the right people, can prevent you from doing something good for not only for the planet, but for others. So that's it. I'm just also taking accountability of that I just want to focus the past 2 months on really creating something that could help shift things, as it has shifted internally. I've worked on that so yeah, that's it. Anyways, patience. It's really hard, okay? It's hard to be patient with ourselves. It's hard to be patient with other people. It's hard to be patient with a system that doesn't really, but that also requires some mental strength, which is why, taking care of your mind, your spirit, drinking your water, having some meditation time, like really disconnecting from social media too much, focusing on other things outside of the BS external reality. You know what I'm saying? There's more to what we see. Okay? So keep the love. That too. Love is the highest frequency. So when you're in that state of mind, in that love frequency, it's also healing as well. It's really good for you. Okay? And also healing for Gaia. Like, she loves that you're loving. She loves that you're helping others, your planet, that you're planting trees, that you create your garden, that, you know, our planet is love. Okay? So that's it. When you love yourself and you love, you know, helping others and stuff like that, you automatically, it just comes to you. It's just like, you just want to help organization. You just want to help Gaia. You just want to join a community or join some kind of movement or something like that. I'm telling you, especially when you see so much disruption and corruption in this world and how fake it is. I'm telling you, in order to change and heal the planet, we have to heal ourselves. It starts with us. It has always been us. Anyways, I love you guys. See you next video when I create another video like this. But this is what's on my mind at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I just wanted to put it out there. So have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, I'll be on my YouTube channel. I'm always there because social media is just draining for me, but I like my community now. Not now, I always liked it, but now it's like really nice. So I'll be coming here because I like it here too. I love that you guys are so hopeful and still going and not giving up. And that too, like whenever I see, I just encourage and support it, and I just like, you know, so yeah, always leave me when if you have any movement or anything like that. Like I love supporting petitions, and you know, whenever I can, donating and stuff like that. Like anything to do with anybody who's doing something for climate change or sustainability, or you know, circular economy, green, renewable, even also what's it called? Anything green, okay? Green. I just love green too. But yeah, let's support each other. Let's help each other out. Let's, you know, create synergy, so that way we can combine our strength and do what needs to be done too. Okay? Okay, I'm done now. Bye.